Hey guys, Slothman Game here, and today we're back with another episode of What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, last time we learnt about Gregory, we learnt about Gus, we learnt about Sam, and we learnt about Walter. The one before we learnt about Molly, Barbara, Calvin, and Odin. Now, I think we're going to probably learn about Dawn, probably Milton, Lewis, and hopefully Edie. We found out that Edith is now 22 weeks pregnant or something, she mentioned. And but basically they think there's a family curse. Because everybody seems to die either young or in an absolutely unnatural way. Which seems to be... yeah, I think that's it. Oh my word, I'm climbing this?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh, am I going in here? Yeah, cool. Look at the computer.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay. Oh. Is that it? Is that all we're getting, or did I go up here? Sorry, what? Am I going back out, or am I going the wrong way here, guys? I don't think I'm going the right way. Unless this door opens, which I don't...
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Alright, so this is still talking about Sam. Right, okay, so yeah, I've definitely missed something up there. Okay. Let's go back. It did have me to slide down there, didn't it? No doubt, it had it there. I saw that. Unless it was just an option and I've still to find... Do I climb back up here? I'm assuming I do. Yeah, I'm assuming so. Come on, up we go. Up we go. She's knackered. Ah, here
Religion
we go.
was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Her dad was Sam.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Right, so... Sanjay was her dad. Right, okay. Right, okay.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Oh, so they built another bit of the house.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last.
Ah, so she was learning about the history of the family. Okay.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
This is the one I've been missing there.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Ah, so you made a door and then went away?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Right. So he was an artist.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, so Milton had found out some of the stuff in the house.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Ah, where they had all the salmon. Oh. Is this a boat? It's a boat, isn't it?
Lewis's room smelled very,
No.
very familiar. That part of him lived on.
No wonder.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
So he was going mental.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Is this hard to do two things at once? I should really leave the fish alone, eh? I feel like I've got to do a job.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
He was going mental. Well, it seems a better life than the fishery. Or the
And
cannery.
songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
Where am I? I'm there.
Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Fishman.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor,
What's going on?
and he won.
Of course he did. It's his head.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh my word. Lewis Topia.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
This is the
He
best one so
started
far.
drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh, really? So he went mental.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen. Beautiful.
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Let's go serpents.
sinister serpents.
This is weird. I'm enjoying it though, it's quite cool.
He followed the sound of her
Our silver harp. There we go.
silver harp.
Right. What is happening? I love it. I love it. This is right up my
His
street.
chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh my god, there's so many fish. Chop its head off.
But but he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Right, so... What? What's happened? So this is the cannery now.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
They even need to... I think you need to walk forward. They're all nuts! They're nuts! We've been in comic
His queen
books.
waited, holding his crown.
We've been in comic books, we've been in imaginations, we've been... Honestly. Taking
There
photos.
was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh, for goodness sake. And the fishery.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Ooh. Whoa.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Can I shut this book? I seem to be the only person that... There you go. Couldn't he shut a book? Ah, it makes sense now that there's a... Where am I going? Am I going back up here or... Oh no, no. I didn't mean to go back. Is there anything else in this room first of all? No? Just before I leave. Yep, there is.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
No just in games. No. Oh. Right, we're going to escape this room finally. Up the stairs. I'm not going to push a button, honest. Right, there's the moon. I'm going to walk forward. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go down these stairs. There we go. Poor, that's a... I assume I go up here. Apparently I don't. I mean, I should. Huh. Is there a way up here that I'm not seeing? I'm a little bit confused. He didn't have an upstairs in there, did he? If I walk back here, will it trigger something? No, it doesn't. Unless I need to go back and do something here. Sorry about this, guys. Do I need to go... I'm assuming I need to go back in for something. Ah, stairs to the left. Sorry, my bad. Completely confused.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
So they left because of him. Got you.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
There's a Edith's room. Above her brother's. Yes, it will be. Unless it's...
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Oh, her mum's room.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
And here's Edith's
Maybe I
room.
should have come sooner.
It's a journey up
But
to her
it had
bedroom.
to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together,
There's a
and
takeaway.
all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Oh.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
So she went out to it.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things.
I am completely in the blind here. Just walking a straight line from where I've seen them.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Sorry, where is this writing? Follow the rocks.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
So the Gran
We
disappeared as
both
well.
tried to make the best of it.
So Edie, did she die there or did she
A few years went by.
go missing?
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Right, so it's for
This
a
is
kid.
where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Ah. There you go. So she ended up, right. They weren't a very lucky family. That's what we're finding out here, were we? They weren't very lucky in any sense. There we go. I'll let this play out anyway. But yeah. So thank you for recommending that. You know who you are. Yes, I did enjoy that. That is right up my street in terms of playthroughs and things that I like. I've heard that this is the second game. I looked during recordings after the first one. I heard that this is the second game that this company have put out. This one was in 2016, I think, or 2017. Whereas I think the next one... I think the first one was in 2013. And I don't know what it's called, but apparently that's meant to be really good as well. So, if you guys like that, I may play the first one, which I probably am going to anyway, but that wasn't too long. What was that? So I recorded this all in one sitting, just so you just know. So I've done this in 1 hour and 50 minutes-ish, the whole playthrough of that, which is a nice amount. Hopefully it'll be over 3 episodes, maybe 40 minutes each. Achievement unlocked. Thanks, Johan. Ah, right, okay. Because he's unlockables guy, so yeah, that's quite funny, that. So I'll let all this play out, and yeah, no, really, really good game. Strange concept. I've never known a like, I've known obviously games where you're going through and unlocking the past and that, but it was good that they'd done it by the family tree. So was there a curse or was there not a curse? That's the thing. You could probably say there was, but some of the stuff, like the bath one, obviously drowned in the bath, but I'm assuming the Molly one at the beginning was, the girl Molly was because of hunger? Was that why? Is that what happened to her? I'm not too sure. Did she starve to death because she was so hungry that she started eating anything and she went mental, thinking, not mental, but started hallucinating, thinking she was other things just to get food? I'm assuming she starved to death. What else? Who? Barbara. I don't know what happened with that one. If you guys know, let me know, because so she was a child star, and then was there a break-in, or I'm assuming so. I'm assuming that's what it was, or Ricky, or I have no idea. There's some holes there that they've probably explained that I've just missed because it's me. But that was a really, really good playthrough. I don't know how much is long left. What? I don't know how much is left on these end credit bits. If it goes to like the actual title screen, I'll end it. But I think it's only right to, yeah, it's going to go to this. Oh, is that it? That may be it. No, special thanks. Got a lot of people worked on this, as you'd expect. But trick or treat, smell my feet. Fair dues. Thank you. There we go. Edith Finch team, 2012 to 2017. Great game, absolute great game. There you go. The end. If you guys enjoyed that, oh, the replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Right, okay, so got you. So if you guys enjoyed that, remember to leave a comment, remember to like, and remember to subscribe. See you.